All right, and we're back, and we are going to be talking not just sauce today. We're going to be talking about food, good food, and food that you make for Thanksgiving.
That's right, because
So-
this is Thanksgiving Day, I'm assuming.
Yeah, Thanksgiving is coming up really soon.
We have a lot of traditions, right, when it comes to Thanksgiving, because we both come from an Italian background. So we don't really have a very Americanized, Thanksgiving, but I do notice that there are some similarities and some differences.
Well, first of all, Thanksgiving isn't Italian at all.
It's not.
And it's not something that our family brought with them, like knowing to cook for this holiday.
But they had to adapt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So it's like traditions they needed to learn.
So you know what?
Like they didn't make turkeys in Sicily.
Let's start from the very first dish.
Antipasto?
No,
What's the first dish?
no. Very first, it's always the main. The main is what? Either a turkey.
It's a turkey.
But do you guys still do a turkey?
Years ago, we always made turkey.
Okay.
Always. The last few years, because now we're less people, unfortunately, we were always like 25, 30 people for Thanksgiving, like a house full. And we always made turkey. But now we're less.
Okay.
Sadly. But so we don't anymore.
All right.
Now we do a capon, which kind of just like a big chicken, like a bigger chicken that we get from the butcher. So we do a capon or like a turkey breast.
Okay.
We'll do. So either the two now, but we really don't do turkey anymore.
But what's always a staple at least when I used to come over for Thanksgiving, the staple
You spent a lot of Thanksgivings with us.
I'm telling you, I'm like a tick. So I remember you guys still do the ham.
Oh, yeah, of course. You need the ham.
But what kind of ham? Do you guys do the spiral ham or do you guys do like that uncut, unsliced ham?
Yeah, like the whole ham.
With the bone?
Yeah, I feel like with the spiral, it kind of could dry out somewhat.
Okay.
When the whole and you have to slice it yourself, I
Yeah.
guess it retains that moisture
It does
better.
retain a lot more moisture.
But yes,
yeah.
we do always do the ham.
All right, and then when you guys make the capon now or whatever, are you still doing like your basic like just brining, or are you doing like wraps or anything?
I don't brine.
Okay.
Because that's when you're soaking it.
Yes.
Right. I don't do that. I kind of learned this other technique from my aunt because she always handled the bird
Okay.
every year. That was like her job. But what she did was I would soak a cheesecloth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A cheesecloth in chicken broth and butter.
Melted.
And I believe I also have in there like poultry seasonings.
Okay.
Like the Bells or any poultry seasoning that you like. Those three.
Mm-hmm.
Like bring it to a simmer, soak the cheesecloth in it, and then lay that over your bird. And that you could do that for turkey too. It's not just for like.
Is it you have to wrap it when it's cold or while it's hot?
When you're gonna put it in the oven.
Oh, right before.
So like when you're prepping your bird.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because it's the butter and it retains the moisture in the cheesecloth.
Right.
And then you put in the oven, and then as you're basting, like that cheesecloth just kind of retains it. And
does it still get
brown? Yeah.
Really?
It gets very browned.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't get overly burnt, like overly, I don't know. What's the word? Like overly browned. I don't know. Doesn't get too dark. I don't know what the right word is.
I hear
But yeah, like it browns well.
Yeah.
And then you just baste it always on that cheesecloth.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Yeah. With my family, we normally just do the turkey breast.
A breast.
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so much better.
Or just plain, simple?
No, so we don't stuff it with anything. I make sure that I under the skin, I lay the dabs of butter. Yeah.
Butter.
Yep.
You always need butter.
You do.
Butter makes everything better.
Right. And tell that to my heart. So it definitely it's like kind of like seals in the juices because it then crisps over and it stays inside.
Do you season the butter or just plain butter and that's it?
So I season the bird first.
How?
And then I put the butter. Well, it's honestly, we don't go crazy. Black pepper, salt. Honestly, I think that's really it. We don't really go crazy with it. I don't know why.
Simple.
Yeah, just
Simple.
really, really simple. And we throw it in the oven, and then we eat one piece of it, and then we throw it out. I don't know. I offered to make ham. In fact, I always get like a little ham.
That's the smaller
The
one.
smaller one, very small.
Okay.
And I'm even make it for myself. My mother, she's like, oh, I don't like hot ham. And my brothers are not into it. My dad likes it just as much as I do, so we eat that. But as far as the main, there's always a turkey or some kind of bird.
Form. Right.
And there's a ham.
Yeah.
So now we have to go down to the sides and number two.
Oh my God, the sides are endless.
But the number 2 side that you always have to go for is stuffing.
Oh yeah, of
Now,
course.
I have to bring this up. How the hell does your mother and my mother,
who really didn't know each other at
who
all,
have no idea who each other are, make the same damn stuffing? I don't get it.
It is very similar, right? From what we're like
100%
comparing.
similar. 100%. Sausage, like bits of the sausage, rice, onion, egg. They use the stuffing, the bread stuffing.
Yes,
with the broth,
dry,
celery,
seasoned bread stuffing. Yes,
it's a rice stuffing.
Yes,
This is something my mother has made forever. I came here on one Thanksgiving. I looked at the dish and I go, "What the hell?
is my mother hiding
How
here
is
somewhere?
this? How did they?"
I don't know. Like, and I asked my mom. Like I said, she's been making this rice stuffing as long as I could
Forever.
remember.
Right.
I'm like, where did you learn it?
Right.
Right? Because it's not like my grandmother came off the
No.
boat making this rice stuffing over there.
My mother makes it too, and I don't
My
know.
mom said she learned it from my grandmother. So I don't know who
Wow.
she learned it from. But one of my great aunts, my grandmother's sister-in-law, her sister-in-law was very Americanized.
Okay.
And she actually baptized my aunt.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking maybe she had some influence in maybe explaining how Thanksgiving was about and the foods, and maybe I don't know.
But
This
how
is my
did they
assumption.
both get the same dish?
I don't know.
That
And I don't really see that from anybody else,
I
honestly,
don't see
right?
it from anyone either.
I've never seen
They
it.
usually do the stovetop, like really quick, put the butter in the water, throw the
Yeah.
bread in there, let it cook.
Or I see a lot of Italians do but not because of what they know.
Right.
Rice, and then they add sauce to it.
As a stuffing.
Because that's their rice. It's what they know. Add sauce to everything. Rice sauce makes everything better.
Without that stuffing, there is no Thanksgiving.
But I really, truly love that stuffing.
So do I.
And we make like a large amount of it, like literally, like those basins where big enough where you could wash a child, like that big.
Yeah.
That's the size we make it in.
Because it's great reheated and you throw gravy on it.
I don't do that aspect. I don't put gravy on. I don't like mushy stuff.
Well, I mean,
and I don't like that soggy mushiness.
but that's the thing.
I like it as is.
When they throw it into the oven to make, it has to dry out a little bit.
But we add chicken broth on top of it.
Oh, you
to like
do?
be more. Yeah, we
Didn't
do.
know that. So maybe that's one of the things
Because
that
we make ours the day before.
my mom preps it. Yeah, my
Like
mom preps a
literally
lot of it.
every Wednesday, I was always off from work
Yeah.
because we had to start cooking and making stuffing, and we would, prep everything, and then that morning take out whatever portion we wanted. The rest of it, we would put it in Ziploc bags and freeze it.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever was going in the oven, chicken broth, kind of moisten it up, and that was it. And then it was ready for the day.
It still blows
But
my
that
mind.
was always like a day before prep work.
Yeah, because if you really think about it, that dish is the most intensive dish out of all of them.
We actually enjoy it throughout the year because we make so much of it.
Oh, okay.
And then we freeze it in bags.
Yeah,
And then, because we're always making roasted chicken, throughout the year anyway.
Right.
I think we've even had it before.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, we have let's take out a bag. And then we'll make it. It's so funny. Recently, we made a whole roasted chicken.
Mm-hmm.
My mom took out a bag of stuffing. My daughter's like, hey, Ma, let's make homemade mashed potatoes, whatever. So when my kids, we all sat down together, you know what my kids said?
Happy Thanksgiving.
Is it Thanksgiving? It was just so funny. And I was like, you're right. But who doesn't love Thanksgiving food?
Oh, absolutely. You kidding me?
But stuffing is number one of a
Yes.
side.
And then, come on, where's our number 2?
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, okay.
Oh my God. Love. Oh my. I could die over mashed.
Well, if we keep eating that shit, we will.
That could be my last meal.
Honestly, it really could.
I love potatoes.
So you don't go with Idaho anymore.
No.
You just do the
We
gold.
talked about this
Yes,
recently, but
yes.
I haven't bought Idaho. I don't buy russet potatoes anymore.
Right.
The gold. I always
It's
buy
always
the
the
gold.
gold, yeah.
It's buttery. It's creamy. And that's what you want
Yeah.
for mashed potatoes.
Plus, I think we make mashed potatoes basically the same way. Heavy cream, sour cream.
I use half and half. I
now you
don't
use half and
really
half?
use heavy cream.
Okay.
I do half and half. Butter,
and sour
salt, sour cream,
cream. Right.
of
'cause you
course.
gotta mix that in, yeah.
And before my kids, roasted garlic.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's so good with roasted garlic.
Okay.
If you've had it,
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God,
yeah.
it's like so good.
So now I see a lot of like tips and tricks. So now what they're basically saying is, you know how we used to just get the potatoes, put them in a bowl, then throw all the stuff in, and then mix it, and you mash them up the whole nine. That's actually the wrong way to do it.
Oh, so what are we doing wrong?
To prevent the potatoes from becoming gummy and rubbery, because they do tend to be sticky, you actually heat up the milk with the butter, the herbs.
I know that.
but we never
that.
do
No,
it.
I
We never
don't.
do it.
I don't.
But you know what? It does make sense. It like doesn't release like the starches as bad
Because it's like cold going to hot, as for hot going to hot.
Right, and
Okay,
and when
I can
it
understand that.
incorporates, it's a
You know
lot
what's so
better.
funny? My mom always told me that you got to heat up the milk. You got to heat up the
Yes.
milk.
I never did.
And
it
I
either.
did initially
never
when I was living at home.
Right.
And then I stopped it because I was like, what's the purpose? Am I doing this step?
The form of the
Okay,
potatoes.
thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
I'm still not going to do it.
No, I'm
but-
still not going to do it either because I don't. Not that I don't care, but it's kind of like, dude, I don't have another pot. I'm putting gravy in one of them. I kind of got
It's
this.
just
kind
like
of time.
another step. I really didn't see a difference
Mm-hmm.
in my end result
Okay,
to do that.
Right.
But I'll pay attention next time.
listen, I'm willing to change it up. I don't care. It is what it is.
But you know what they say? Kumancha padade moremai. So at least you know it will be good for a
That's
long
true.
time.
That is true. So we have out of the way.
Okay, I want to ask you another side.
Okay,
Cranberry sauce.
I need to have the jellied.
Oh no!
I need to
You
have
like
the jelly.
in the heart.
It's such a tradition in my house.
It
that-
jiggles.
That's fine, and I'm okay with that.
That's the best part?
Honestly, no, not the best part. It's just like that's always the palate cleanser at the end. I never eat it during. I know a lot of people who put it on their dish and they eat it mid, rounds of going with side, turkey, whatever. And remember, the cranberry is supposed to take out the gaminess of the turkey. That was the purpose of that. When you mix the two flavors, it's not supposed to taste that gaminess, because turkey does have a gamey flavor to it if you don't brine it and cook it the right way. But that was the purpose of the cranberry sauce. When I have other people's cranberry sauce that don't have the ocean spray jellied can, it's a mouthful of fruit, which is fine. That's okay, but it doesn't. It's not my Thanksgiving.
It's not the same to you.
It's not the same to me. I have to have it thin, not thinly sliced, but kind of majorly
I see what you're saying.
sliced on a dish.
You're
cold.
bringing me back. Like, what am I, 40? Like, 32 years you're bringing me
I'm
back.
telling you.
Growing up, my uncle always had it. And I think he was the only one that ever ate it.
Okay.
It was probably always next to him. I never really had it.
Why?
It never enticed me. It didn't look like, oh, you got to taste it.
So you make your cranberry sauce from scratch?
I make it homemade.
Okay.
It's so
So
easy.
what do you do? What do you do?
It's cranberries, sugar, orange juice, a cinnamon stick.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So it's basically, okay, so you're cooking down
The
the
process
cranberries.
is cooking it down.
That's it.
And you can like burn yourself because then they like pop
Oh, yeah.
and you get like stir.
Yeah.
So you let it cook down and it takes a while. But it's so like, and I don't eat lots of it. Me and my mom are probably like the only ones that eat it. But like, even if I just take those 2 spoons, I'm happy. Like,
Yeah.
that's all I need is that spoon to make my dish complete.
I don't know. I can't.
But now I will make it every single year, even if I am the only person eating
Really?
it. Yeah, it's like so good.
I don't know. I can't. It's just that looseness of it.
So cook it down more.
No, I know.
Have you had mine?
I actually don't think I have.
But you spent so many Thanksgiving. You don't sit on that
You
end
know
of
what
the
it
table.
is?
What
Just
it
the
is?
same way you see
You
the.
sit next to the stuffing.
Of course I
that's
do.
what it is.
Of course I do.
And
No, but
overlook everything else.
but just like how you said you used to see your uncle.
Yeah, my uncle.
Used to eat the jellied, but you never had it. I used to see it. And I'm like,
What is that
I don't
garbage
know.
on
I
the
don't
table?
know. I don't want to say that.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
just like,
it's like better than.
I'm looking at it and I'm like, I want to try it, but I don't know if I want to try it.
But it is tart. That's
Yes,
why you
which
put
is
the
great.
sugar and the
Yes.
orange juice.
But I
But
like
it has
tart.
that fresh feel.
I like tart. That's a good like that tongue snap that I do that makes your brother-in-law
pucker
want
type
to
of a
vomit.
thing?
Yeah, every time when I do it around G, he wants to kick me in the chest. But so yeah, no, the cranberry. I have to have the cranberry sauce. But me and you fight on one situation.
fight.
No, we're gonna go outside and fight on this
But it's
situation.
actually funny because we're the opposite
Right.
on this issue where you
Right.
would think it would be reversed.
Exactly. So we like potatoes. That means we also like yams because that is potato.
I do enjoy sweet potatoes.
So sweet potatoes are great. Now,
I just got a dirty look from over there.
yeah, don't ignore him.
I ignore him all the time.
It's gross.
It's not gross.
No,
You don't know
it's
what
not.
you're talking about. So, I'll lay out my procedure.
I want to ask you one question.
Go ahead.
Do you measure your ingredients?
Hell no.
No, I don't either.
No one
I
does.
just like la 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 la
No,
la all
it's-
around the thing.
Listen,
yeah.
if it looks like it's full, it's full. I don't do
Because
this.
you want that not broth, but you
No.
want that to cook down and cook through it to thicken. So you want that
Right.
base on the bottom
Well, on the bottom of what though?
of your pan.
Do you know what? Let me tell you what I do.
All right, let's see what you do and
This
let's
is,
see what I
I'll
do.
tell you what I do. So obviously I have my 3 to 4 yams on the side. I just slice them up. Everything's cool. We're good. I basically throw tabs of butter at the bottom first.
Okay, wrong. I'm done.
No,
I'm different
stop.
already.
Just stop. I thought we just said butter makes everything better. What's
well,
going
it
on here?
does.
So
I put
hold
mine on top.
So no. I'm not done. Trust me, I'm nowhere near done. We need a lot of butter for this. It's very buttery.
But you cook with a lot of butter in all your foods.
Hold on.
Everything is a stick of butter.
No,
Everything.
not everything's a stick of butter. What are you talking about?
I've never seen you use less than a stick for anything.
No. When I make certain sauces or creams, I only put like a tab of butter in it. I don't go crazy. Otherwise, I'd be dead. So I do really small, thin tabs of butter. I put it all around the bottom. I lay the potato, the yams down, the first layer. I use light brown sugar. And then I also use a little bit of dark brown sugar.
Okay.
Right. Then I put down my other layer of butter, which is like this, and I lay it on top because it mixes well with the sugars as it's cooking.
It makes like a thick syrupy cooking.
Right.
That's what I was saying.
That's all, like, I do that for maybe about 2-3 layers, right? So that's in
So
total.
you do like 3 layers of potatoes?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know.
So 2-3 layers because I got 3-4 yams. So I slice them like I don't make them too thick. I make them like maybe about a quarter of an inch each, something like that.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Yeah,
With them.
quarter of an inch like that. By the time I reach the top, the last layer is a little bit of light
the good
brown,
stuff.
and then the marshmallows. I don't use the jumbo. I use the
You don't
minis.
do maple syrup?
No.
I do.
No. So the top
Me
layer,
too.
but there's a reason why. If you really think about it, the light brown and the dark brown sugar has a mapley taste to it.
So what? You need it.
When it mixes with the marshmallow, and I don't put enough to where after it's cooked, you'll see the marshmallow. It
The point
liquefies.
of candied yams
And this is why
is
we're
the candied
going
on top,
outside
hence
to
marshmallows.
fight. This is why we're going outside to fight. I don't need to see granted, if there's 1 or 2 marshmallows on it that I could see, great. If I can just cook the marshmallows, they melt down with the brown sugar and the light brown sugar and the butter, and they're doing great.
You need to see your marshmallows. You need to know they're there. And that gooiness.
You know they're there because you put them there.
Yeah, but they disappeared.
That's okay because the flavor
But you
is
don't
what
have you want that gooiness on top. If you order it out, not that I ever did, but if
where would
you
they
did,
sell it anyway? Where
I
would
don't
they?
know.
I don't think you can get that anyway.
All right, well, that doesn't help me at all. But my point, but what I'm saying is if you were to order it out, you wouldn't expect to see it on top? You would just be happy
with the flavor.
with 2 potatoes with just syrup on it?
No, but I don't. But that's the thing. It's
That's
for me.
not
It's
candied
not.
yams. Candied yams is stickiness, the loads of marshmallows on top.
That's too much. For me, I think that's way too much overkill. For me, if I like
so
it...
going forward,
Okay.
we will never have Thanksgiving by you, and you could just keep coming
You
by
haven't
me.
even had
I know,
mine.
I never did.
When you have mine...
But now, what does that tell you? You keep coming to me for Thanksgiving.
I don't have a table where I live.
So that means you enjoy.
According to my mother, I live in a
putting out there.
I live in a shoebox. According to my mother, who am I hosting? I need to get a bigger home. But the minute I do get a bigger home,
I'm not coming.
no, you're coming. I
No,
don't want to
I'm not.
hear it, or I'm going to be bringing it over, one or the other.
No, mine.
'Cause there's going to be
you
one
need
day.
marshmallows on top.
Oh my God! Throw 'em on.
Actually, it breaks my heart if they disappeared. It breaks my heart. That means they didn't put enough.
Why? But why?
I don't
The
know. I
flavor
want to
is there.
see it. I want to see
But
it.
why does it have to be yes, eating is both a visual and a taste thing. But if the taste is there, why is that visual
You eat
so
with your
important?
eyes first.
I understand
So
that.
you need to see all the components.
So you don't think that just seeing it, let's just say it's melted, but everything
No
you've done
way,
the same.
it was there. Now,
But you've done-
that's enough? No.
But if I taste it, that's not enough?
Taste it. What are you tasting? You're
always
tasting your butter. That's what
No,
you're tasting.
no, I'm tasting the marshmallows, I'm tasting the brown sugar, and I am
No,
tasting
you're
the
not.
butter.
You're not. You are not.
You
You're
can't
wrong.
tell me that.
Wrong.
So what not American dish?
No, so let's go back to the beginning.
Yeah.
Because you didn't say nutmeg. You didn't
No.
say cinnamon. You're supposed to put those.
No.
That brings those flavors out.
I'm not a huge, so nutmeg, for some reason, when I eat it, it doesn't,
Like
I
you
don't
don't
agree
like
with
that
it.
flavor?
Like, yeah, it's like,
No,
it's this
I like-
weird taste.
I use it. I don't use it like tons and
No,
tons.
you can't use tons of it.
Or like in tons of recipes, I mean.
Right.
But I do use it like every once in a blue. Like it brings
Right.
out that flavor. Like even my mom, like when she told me to make homemade chicken soup, at the very ending, a little tiny sprinkle of cinnamon. Like it brings
Really?
out an earthiness flavor. It's so good.
Maybe that's why, I mean, because my mother had used it and possibly used a little bit too much on a dish or two.
And she like
I'm
it threw
kinda
it off.
Like threw it off.
No.
Cinnamon, I will add it this time to see how it
So
comes
when
out.
I make mine, I bake all my yams
Yeah.
before. Do you put them in raw or cooked?
No, I put them in cooked.
Yeah, cooked.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So I bake my yams first.
Yeah.
Then I slice them up, layer in the pan.
But I heard you say something else.
What?
You use maple syrup?
Wait, yeah. Yes.
I've never heard of that.
Okay, so listen to me.
Okay.
Get a pen, write this down. So you layer your sweet potatoes. Then you could kind of go which ones you want first, because as long as everything is in there.
Right, it mixes.
Butter, syrup, honey, maple syrup,
Honey too.
honey,
Damn.
maple syrup,
Wow.
nutmeg, cinnamon, the brown sugar, butter, and lots and lots of marshmallows.
Jesus Christ.
And then you throw it in the oven.
See, I didn't know you were putting all that stuff in there.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's good.
That's crazy.
It's good.
I can't even remember if I had them here. I don't even remember. So that's two things that I don't remember having here.
My cranberry sauce
and your
But
candy
do you
yams.
eat next, like at the same table? Like
No,
who's after
because
you
your
eating
husband
over?
freaking fills my plate with ham every time when he
Well,
goes,
that's
bah!
because he likes it.
I know, and the mashed potatoes too. He's like, forget about the rest
Those
of the
are
stuff.
the major. Oh, and another side,
What?
we're like forgetting
The pasta?
stuffed mushrooms.
Oh no, that's a must.
That's not
That's always a
American at
must.
all.
No.
But that's his favorite. It has to be on that table,
Yes.
or Thanksgiving does not count.
No, 100%.
It did not happen if those mushrooms are not on the table.
And it's true because it's like, if I'm thinking back now, there was never a Thanksgiving that we didn't have stuffed mushrooms.
Yeah,
and
that's
it's not it's not even a complicated dish.
No, it's so easy.
It's easy as hell. Just olive oil with the breadcrumbs, but I use the seasoned 4C breadcrumbs. For some reason, I like that the best.
Okay.
I've used the
I'm
Progresso
always
ones.
using plain now, and I elevate the seasonings myself. I'm
Well,
always
listen,
buying
we always throw extra.
plain.
We always throw extra. If we have the seasonings in the the breadcrumb in the bowl, I always throw in more minced garlic. I always throw in more parsley,
like
more
you kinda
cheese.
wake it up a
And
little bit.
Exactly. Listen, you can do whatever you want, but for me, like I've tried the Progresso breadcrumbs. I find those to be more powdery than grainy. I've seen the two.
You know what I've been doing a lot lately?
What?
I mean, we always have like leftover bread, so we grind it up ourselves,
Sure.
and we have plain like that.
It's the same
But
thing.
whenever I go buy bread at Russo's, I always pick up the bags. I feel like those are even fresher too.
Oh yeah,
those plain breadcrumbs.
Yeah. Because for them it takes nothing. They just throw the tray underneath the cutter and that's it. They got their breadcrumbs.
Yeah, whatever I didn't sell for the day, they dry it out, make fresh breadcrumbs.
There you go.
So I always tend to pick up a bag and keep that at home. So I always use that. But yeah, that's all it is. And then like grated cheese and fresh parsley, garlic.
So where are we with the other things like cream of corn, cream of spinach?
Ooh.
You won't do
corn. Oh my God. I would never have that.
No?
Never grew up having it.
Okay.
Will never look for it.
What about cream spinach? Because that is the time to have it.
Okay, is cream spinach good? Yes. Very rich. That's not something I grew up with on the table.
No?
I feel like that's like a Peter Luger thing.
A Peter Luger thing.
I that's the first place I ever saw it. I never grew up having cream spinach. So I can't say anything on that.
Yeah.
Cream corn, never.
Okay.
I feel like, I don't know. It's like mushy. Like I said, I don't like mushy. That's just wet.
So let me ask you this. For
niblets with butter, I'm good.
Of course.
An ear of corn, I'm good.
That's standard. I think that's all standard.
Where
because we would like throw up the grill and then we would put the ears of corn on there.
Okay.
You know, because it just takes a little bit of time.
We boiled it. I guess in the winter, just do everything on the stove. It's like faster and easier.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what's funny? We always used to say that barbecue always tastes better when outside is cold for some reason.
True.
It always tastes better. Never understood that why. Still remember my dad, 2 feet of snow. With the thing to blow the fire. Oh yeah, he didn't care. When he wants barbecue, he doesn't care what time it is.
But the old-fashioned barbecue, right?
Yeah, no gas. Yeah, no, we always used to do charcoal, blowing it like an Indian, just making smoke signals. Yeah, no, we always did it that way. And then, I guess because both Italian background, you guys, I'm sure, made pasta or something.
Well, that's the other thing. Like, my mom always had to have pasta on the table. But we never grew up having lasagna or pasta forno for Thanksgiving. We always did wedding soup.
Okay.
I don't know how this started,
but
every year it's always wedding soup.
Because it's like thin, so you're not like, it's not heavy. So you can actually have that soup and still go on and eat the rest of the stuff. So I can see that. We make the whole
thing start to finish, or the little meatballs.
Yeah.
Like, we actually do that maybe like a good week before. I don't mean cook it. I mean, like, make meatballs.
Yeah.
But just tiny.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then freeze them raw.
Right.
Okay? And then once they're frozen on a cookie sheet, throw them all in a Ziploc bag, and you have a bag full of your frozen little meatballs.
Right.
And then that morning on Thanksgiving, when we start making the soup, throw them in frozen.
Yeah.
And then it cooks, and everything cooks down in the pot.
Yeah.
So good. The only changes we needed to make because of that one over there is with escrow, because that's how you make it.
You're supposed to have it with escrow.
He don't like escrow.
Of course not.
I'm like, he likes spinach. It's kind of similar.
You could do it with spinach.
Now we do spinach. Listen, we got to accommodate the ones we love, so.
Fucking ruins everything. But listen, as long as it still tastes basically where it's supposed to be, who cares, right?
So I think we covered the main.
Right.
We did. Oh, what about you, pasta? What did you guys do? Any pastas?
Actually, to tell you the truth, no. My dad was not. He wasn't the type of dude that said that he had to have pasta every night or he had to have pasta on Sundays. He wasn't.
Okay.
He wasn't like that. So when we said Thanksgiving, maybe once or twice he said, let's do a pasta forno too. But it wasn't a mandatory thing because he knew what was coming. He knows the amount of food that comes out.
There's so much food that day.
Oh, forget it. I think even there's a few times and nobody eats it, which I still don't get why people make it.
What?
Cardone.
Which
That's more
ones?
of a Christmas. That's
like the regular cardone?
Yes.
You know which ones I love? The wild ones.
Yeah.
And I think my dad gets those upstate.
Yeah, he gets those
upstate. They're like pencil thin.
Yeah.
And you fry them?
Well, we get the one whatever's at the shop.
Oh my God, so good. I don't like the cardone, those wide, fat ones.
Guess what? The same person in my family who wants to have them doesn't freaking eat them. But they need to be on the table because we eat with our eyes, right?
The trouble of making them?
Yeah.
Or like, does your dad make them and then she just doesn't eat them?
No. She'll make them. She
So
will make them.
make
She'll
them, but then she
boil
won't
them,
eat them?
clean, and then she
Oh
like
my
eats
God.
one little piece and says, "Well,
No, but
I
she
had."
tastes.
Come on, stop it! What are you doing?
Maybe she feels like it's not Thanksgiving unless it's on the table.
That's fine. I understand that, but it's also a waste.
Maybe it's more like nostalgic for her.
That's okay.
Like maybe that's something she
That's
had
fine.
like with her mother or her father.
Totally understand.
And she's like, it needs to be on the table.
Totally understand. Ask me, I will take a picture, and then every year I will have it in front of her and say, look, I'm doing this on the table. You don't have to eat it. No one's going to eat it, but it's there.
Yeah.
It's a waste of time because you got to boil the stuff, dry it out, make sure it's cold. Then you got to bread it, then fry it. I'm not saying it's difficult. It's a waste of time.
It's more work for something that
Nobody's going to eat.
You're saying.
When they get really thin, though, like the pieces that are like super thin, and then those are fried, I'll eat those.
See, those are the wild ones.
Right,
like
I know.
pencil thin, like
Yeah.
pencil thin, like you're
And they're
pinky.
crunchy. They're like,
Oh
yeah.
my God, just snacking on them.
No, I know, 100%.
Love them.
But we don't get those. We get the supermarket one that they got out. You know what I mean? But as far as thinking about any other dish that's on the table, no, I think that's mainly it.
Thanksgiving has so much food. And that's
Yeah.
not even including antipasto stuff. Because you always have some cheese and sopressata, mortadella, mozzarella, like olives. Like you have, so it's like so
We never did
much.
the antipasto thing.
Well, we do because we're always so many
Always
people.
a lot of people, exactly.
And people arrive at different times.
Yes. Yeah, we weren't
Dinner
like,
is always later.
right.
So everybody wants to pick.
That's the thing. So we
Before.
never really had a lot of family come by and have Thanksgiving and this, or it's like just my brothers and
I
the kids.
miss that.
It's never
I
a
miss
whole group of people.
I miss all those people.
I know.
I really do. Like, I swear, Mark. I mean, you were there.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
Tavolade. Like
Oh, yeah.
30 people.
Oh, yeah.
For Thanksgiving.
And you don't hear
my
your own
mom
thoughts.
was Hitler. Oh my God. My mother was Hitler. I never worked the day before Thanksgiving. I always had to ask for that day off because she had me in the kitchen.
Yeah.
From whatever time in the morning, like peeling potatoes, making stuffing, But it was so nice.
Of course.
All those people.
Of course.
You
I
know?
can even when I was here and I'm
But
like,
now,
damn, like this is a lot of people.
but now it's like we're like nobody anymore.
But that's what it
You know,
is.
who moved away, who passed away, and
Of course.
it's sad.
But
Things
that's
change.
life, though. That's how my life moves forward. You'll lose a few and you gain a few sometimes.
Yeah, we gained you.
There we go. But just that's what it is.
Yeah.
You got to go with it. But with that amount of people, we got to talk about dessert.
I was just gonna say, what about dessert? We don't prep anything for dessert. I
No.
really don't prepare anything. I think
Pumpkin
everybody
pie, apple
brings.
pie.
Oh, okay. Since you mentioned pies, I didn't think about pies. We get them upstate.
That's right. There's that
Oh
place
my
where
God.
I
we
swear.
found this amazing place that's near us.
Yeah.
They make the best. And I was never a pumpkin pie person.
Right.
I really wasn't. I had theirs. Amazing.
I can imagine.
Amazing. We
I
always
can
get
honestly
the
imagine.
pumpkin pie, apple pie,
They're apple
Dutch
pie sticks.
apple.
They're sticks. Oh my God. They're apple sticks?
There's like no words.
I don't know. And they're only open like a few
They
months.
actually started opening up earlier in the summer now.
Great.
Like July.
Oh,
And
cool.
they close the day before Thanksgiving. So, throughout hunting season, it's a good opportunity. Hey, Dad, on your way down, bring me a pie.
Right.
Grab the pumpkin pie, grab the apple pie, and we'll order it. We'll call them up.
Yeah.
Hey, this name, this is the order.
That's
They'll
crazy.
come, swing by, and
And
then
they
he'll
always
bring
make
home.
it fresh.
Oh my
Always
God, fresh. You see all the apple trees on the field, like when
Yeah.
you go there to the
Yeah.
farm.
That's crazy.
So the pies, yes, okay. We did always have those from upstate.
Yes.
But as for anything else, everybody brought stuff, right? Pastries or a cake or whatever.
Like tiramisu or
Yeah.
whatever.
We never made dessert really for Thanksgiving. Christmas is more the sweets.
Yes. Yeah. Christmas is cucciadate and all that other stuff.
All the loads of different types of cookies.
And then Pandoro Panettone debate coming up, so we got that going.
We'll save that for another episode
that's always for another
when we
day.
talk about Christmas, right?
Yeah.
But
Well, this was the Thanksgiving episode, so Damn, now I feel full.
We didn't even need anything, right? I feel like we had all these things.